be talking about everything in terms of protein. How much protein you need based off of your activity levels, your goals, fat loss, building muscle, my favorite protein sources, how to calculate your protein, and just everything. So we're gonna get started, and a lot of clients, when they start with me, I have them initially track their macros for 3 days for me. And what I notice is that carbs typically are very high sometimes, fats higher end, but protein is very low. And what I mean very low, like I have some people that come to me, they're doing like 40 grams of protein a day, okay? Just for like overall guidelines of you really don't want to go below this because your body needs protein for many different functions in the body that I'm going to talk about. But you don't really want to go, guys, under 0.6 grams per kilogram of body weight, okay? That's going to be like, you do not want to go under that. You want to make sure that you're getting enough. So what does protein do in the body and how much should we get? So protein has many roles in the body. When you're breaking down muscle fibers and you're trying to build your physique and build the lean muscle mass, you need to make sure that you're providing your body with all of the amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein. It's going to help with repair, recovery of your muscle fibers so that you're able to grow, build some muscle. Also, if you guys are on a fat loss phase, I wrote this down for you because I feel like it's very important. Protein. When you increase your protein on a fat loss phase, what does that do? You end up increasing your protein. Carbs go a little bit lower on the fat loss phase, but protein actually does 2 different roles in the body. We have 2 different types of hormones, our leptin and CCK and our ghrelin, okay? When you increase your protein, this is what it's gonna do. Increase the protein, it increases your CCK. That is your hormone that causes satiety, meaning by increasing your protein on a fat loss phase, you are gonna feel fuller and satisfied longer by having protein at every meal. So less sugar cravings, it's gonna stabilize your blood sugar levels, and also increasing your protein is gonna lower your ghrelin. Your ghrelin is your other hormone, and it's responsible for hunger. It causes you to kind of be like, I want some food, like I'm getting hungry. So in a fat loss phase, making sure you're getting plenty of protein, number 1 is gonna help with muscle wasting and keep you to maintain the lean muscle mass, recover from your training, but it also hormonally is gonna help you guys by lowering your sugar cravings. It's gonna make you feel fuller longer. It's going to lower your hunger hormone, and overall, that may help aid in fat loss, which is very, very important. So no matter where you are in life in terms of your goals, you want to make sure you're getting plenty of protein in your diet, okay? So now let's talk about how much protein you really need. So I want you to grab your pen and paper. I wrote some equations and I'm going to take you guys through them. So we're going to have to do a little bit of conversion right now. So when it comes down to it, the range that we want to be in with our protein is going to be, you guys are going to love me, 1.2 to 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight, okay? So when we are, and I'm gonna talk to you guys about how to know what range you're in, but this overall is gonna be where you wanna be. 1.2 to 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight. There's a few different factors that's gonna affect where you fall into this range, okay? So it's gonna be the type of stress on your body, okay? I'm gonna hold this up here for you. So stress comes in many different ways. Stress is gonna come through training. If you're an endurance athlete, if you're anybody in the gym pushing it hard, when you're putting a heavy demand on your body, that is a stressor. If you are training very hard for a marathon, cycling, if you're training very hard with bodybuilding, all of that is a stressor, meaning you may need more protein to help with recovery. Other types of stressors on the body that I want to bring up are any type of illness. So if you're coming back from a surgery, a extreme burn, if you mentally have a lot of stress going on, or broken bones, if you're trying to heal and overcome from something, you also want to make sure that you're on that higher end of protein so that your body is able to recover. This is a recovery phase. The lower stress individuals that are more sedentary, maybe more just like yoga, walking, just like your average person, you're gonna wanna range in that 1.2 to 1.4, while the higher stress individual, more of the athlete or anyone overcoming an illness, going through a surgery or recovering something, you wanna be in that 1.4 to 1.6 per kilogram of lean muscle mass. And I'm gonna take you guys through like equations, so just hold on a second. Another thing that's gonna affect this is gonna be your age. As we get older, what happens is our stomach acid, also known as hydrochloric acid, lowers. This is what actually denatures the proteins and makes your body able to absorb it. So when you do hit around that, I would say when you start getting in your 50s and above, I like to incorporate a supplement. Two different things you can do. You could either do an apple cider vinegar. I love Bragg's apple cider vinegar, doing a little bit of that prior to your meals to increase your stomach acid so that you're able to absorb your protein better and break it down. Or you could add in a hydrochloric acid, and the one that I use, I get off of Amazon. It's gluten-free. It's the Doctor's Best, Betaine, HCl, and pepsin. And you do this before a meal. It helps denature that protein. So if you have a hard time breaking down protein, you feel like your food sits in your stomach a lot, try an HCl. This has like been a game changer. So now I'm gonna take you guys the full conversions of how to convert and do the full equation to figure out how much protein you need a day, okay? So we talked about what the range is. So on a range, we want to get 1.2 to 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight. So I'm going to use an example. So now we're going to convert this from pounds to kilograms. So how do you do that? You're going to take your weight, what you weigh in pounds, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to divide it by 2.2 to get your kilograms. So an example of this is someone that weighs 150 pounds. If we divide that by 2.2, that's going to be 68.2 kilograms, okay? So this is their kilograms. So the first step is you want to convert your weight in pounds to kilograms, okay? And that would be this equation. After you convert 2 kilograms, you want to factor in the stress. You want to figure out where do you fall on that 1.2 to 1.6 range. As I talked about, if you are more athletic or an older individual or have a lot of stress and demand or healing from something, you want to do 1.4 to 1.6. If you're more sedentary, do around 1.2 to 1.4. Equation. This is what we do. So I took 150 pounds, so say I weigh 150 pounds, I divided that by 2.2 to get myself 68.2 kilograms. So now I'm gonna take whatever I got for my kilograms, multiply it by where you fall in that scale. So I'm saying, you know what, I'm your average Joe, I'm working out in the gym, I'm trying to build muscle, so I'm gonna fall right in between. I'm not overdoing it, I'm not just sedentary, so I'm gonna use 1.4 as my range. So I'm gonna take my kilograms, multiply it by 1.4 to get 95 grams of protein per day. So that's gonna be my goal of protein per day. The rest of your calories, depending on what your goals are, fill in with your fats, fill in with your protein. And I never go under 25% of my weight in fats on the fat loss phase. Like never go below that. You guys need fats in your body for hormone, brain, all of that, okay? So that is how we figure out our protein. Now I wanna go into good and bad protein, because I know this is the big questions because we have so many different diets out there, so many different lifestyles. We have vegans, vegetarians, paleo, keto, all of these. So I wanna talk about good and bad protein. So what distinguishes good from bad protein? It's gonna come down to an amino acid called lysine. So your meat, your high quality, guys, I always say pick quality when coming to your protein. So for my non-vegans, I would say wild caught fish, okay? Wild caught fish. Your salmon's gonna have your healthy fats, your omega-3s. It's gonna be anti-inflammatory to the body. You could do wild caught fish. You could do organic pasture raised chicken, turkey. You could also do, if you're doing red meat and you incorporate that into your diet, do grass-fed, completely grass-fed. Don't do grass-fed grain finished. You want to make sure the quality is there, okay? So the most bioavailable protein in the body is going to be more so coming from the meat and the dairy of the high quality because it is higher in an amino acid called leucine, okay? Leucine makes it a little bit more bioavailable, which is why people tend to go towards the meat and the dairy in terms of their protein. Now, that does not mean you cannot be vegan, you cannot be vegetarian and still hit your goals. There is that big saying that you have to have, as a vegan and vegetarian, the complete amino acid profile at every single meal from that protein. Is this a myth? Yes. The key when you're vegan and you're vegetarian, it's getting a wide variety of different types of protein sources so that you end up getting the complete amino acid profile throughout the entire course of the day, okay? So plant-based options. So what do you eat if you guys are vegan and vegetarian in terms of your protein? So first off, when we're on the go and we're in a rush, I love to just do simple. I do a vegan protein powder and I'm gonna link everything below for you guys, or you guys can send me a comment or a DM and I'll send you over free shipping for all of this. But I love my First Form vegan protein. And for the non-vegans out there, they have one Formula 1 and I'll link that as well for you guys. And these are just incredible. It's great when you're in a rush. What I love about this, it's coming not just from like hemp protein. It's hemp, it's brown rice, it's pea protein. So you're getting the complete amino acid profile in there. It's higher in leucine and it even has the digestive enzymes in there to help break it down, okay? So if you guys have questions, send me over like DMs on my Instagram at ElizabethAylorFitness. I'll put the links below for you guys for free shipping. But yes, vegans, I highly recommend having this on hand. It is great. Other protein sources that you can do as a vegan. I wrote them down for you guys. So you want to make sure you're getting that complete amino acid profile throughout the course of the day. You can do protein powder. I love doing a sprouted quinoa for my carb source when I am vegan, since there is a little bit of that protein in there as well. You could add things like nutritional yeast to your meals. Nuts and seeds. I love doing hemp seeds. Hemp seeds have a very high omega-3 profile. We talk about healthy fats in your diet, and they also are very, very easy to digest and great if you have nut allergies as well. Greens. I do my First Form Opti greens. Greens are very high in spirulina. Spirulina is very high in protein for my vegans out there, and it's something you could incorporate into your diet. And I do, like I said, the First Form Opti greens, and I will link it all for you guys. So if you have questions, just let me know. Also, lentils and beans, add those into your diet. I make sure that they're sprouted, and I try not to go too heavy on lentils and beans since they're higher in raffinose, which is going to be a little bit gas producing. So if you have digestive issues or you tend to get bloated a lot, I would say focus on other things. Make sure you're sprouting your lentils, cooking them really, really, really well as well. Soy. So people tend to go towards, on my vegetarians, they tend to go towards like the processed meat, the processed fake meats that you see on the market. A lot of them are going to be coming from soy. I would say if you are going to be doing meat alternatives in the store, I would go for something more like a tempeh. Tempeh is a fermented soy. Soy in general is 85% less bioavailable than doing like a meat or a dairy, but it does have the amino acid profile. So I would say if you're doing a meat alternative, instead of doing a tofu that's not fermented, go more toward a tempeh, which is going to be, boom, right here. Tempeh, 85% fermented. So that's what I would suggest. Now, I want to talk to you guys about my favorite snacks and ways to get my protein in. So when it comes to my macros, I've heard it all. I've heard you need 6 meals a day, 3 meals a day. I've done it all. I say find what works best with you. I like to do 4 meals a day. I like to take my protein, so say I'm getting 95 grams of protein a day, okay? Say that's my range that we talked about. I like to divide my protein up equally at each meal. And every meal I like to make sure I'm also getting a carb source, a fat source, okay? So if you have a carb, a fat, and a protein at every meal, it's gonna stabilize your blood sugar levels, make you feel fuller longer, feel satisfied, and you're just gonna notice a huge difference, not with your digestion, but your recovery, your fat loss, your building lean muscle mass, all of that, okay? So now that we talked about the role of protein in the body, how much you need, the different factors in age and how all of that comes together, and vegetarian, vegan, and non-vegan options, I actually want to take you guys with a little bit of my favorite, like, go grab to ideas. So one of my favorites is when I'm on the go, what I love to do is simple things like shakes and overnight oats. And you can do this vegan and non-vegan. I utilize my firstborn protein. You can do this or the Formula 1. Again, if you guys need it, I will link it below. If you guys don't see my link, send me over a DM on my Instagram and I will send you guys more information, free shipping, all of that. But I do overnight oat recipes. So I'll take my oats, I'll put my nut milk in there, I'll add my protein powder, put it in the fridge overnight, it soaks, it absorbs, and in the morning I'll throw some of my hemp seeds on top or my almond butter with some blueberries. It's fast, it's easy, you got your carb, fat, and protein, you're gonna feel full, and it tastes delicious. It's almost like a treat, okay guys? Other things that I like doing, great snacks on the go. You could, there's a company called Wild Planet. They have wild-caught sardines, salmon, mackerel, every fish they have, you known it. Everything, they work with the Monterey Bay Aquarium and Greenpeace, so everything's sustainable, wild-caught, it's pressure-cooked in the can, it's BPA-free. I keep like the tuna, the sardines, the salmon on hand when I'm on a run, and I like to do it, you could just do it simple. You could do like your quinoa or your sweet potato or your rice. You could open up like your tuna, mix some avocado in there, some spices, throw some greens in there and make like a salad. Or you can keep it simple, sardines with your avocado and some rice cakes on the side. They're just easy grab and go. Other things that I do is if you are in a rush, First Form has their level 1 bars. These are incredible. They're gluten-free. There's no trans fats in there. Good amount of protein. It keeps you full, and they taste delicious, guys. If you're on a fat loss phase, having little things like this that like aren't just chicken and fish, really change it up and give you a variety to your diet as well. And then one other protein source that I make sure to include in my diet is always going to be a collagen protein because I want to support my joints, my hair, my skin, my nails, and all of that. Other cool ideas that you guys could do is I love incorporating, like if you guys do cottage cheese, you could do cottage cheese. It's actually very high in glutamine for recovery. It has healthy fats in there. You got a good amount of protein. You could do cottage cheese and throw like your berries in there and make like a little parfait with it for a snack. Eggs, you could do hard-boiled eggs. I just always think of doing a carb, a fat, and a protein with my meals. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you guys are interested in coaching, I am taking on a few more clients. Send me over a DM on my Instagram at ElizabethAylorFitness at Gmail. ElizabethAylorFitness. Also, you can email me at ElizabethAylorFitness at gmail.com if you guys want more information. If you guys have any questions about the supplements, DM me on my Instagram, leave a comment below. I will answer everything. I'm here to help you 100%. So if you guys have supplement questions, any of that, please let me know. And if you did order anything from them, make sure you guys send me over the order numbers because I do giveaways every single month and I want to make sure that you guys are entered in my giveaway. But this week, we covered protein. I hope you guys found this helpful. I get so many questions about protein and how to increase it. And just keep it simple. All you have to do, plan out your meals, figure out how many meals you like to have a day, divide your protein up equally at each meal, and just set yourself up for success. Not every meal has to be different. Keep it simple, get used to getting that protein in, and then go from there. And you guys could always change it. If you are training harder and you're not recovering as much, you could increase your protein a little bit. These are just the standards to start by. I hope you guys found this helpful and get ready. I have a new topic for you guys next week, and jump over to my Instagram because tomorrow I got a new challenge for you. You do not want to miss it. We are going to take ab training to a whole new level. I hope you guys have an incredible